All right, everybody, we are back. I guess the just to button up the question that Doc asked about how corrupt Hillary has to be. Here's the problem. So if you assume that Hillary is corrupt, or if you assume not corrupt necessarily, but if you assume that she has done things that you don't like, and you don't like her personality, whatever, but you're still unsure about who to vote for. I guess coming from my perspective, I would say we have a choice between somebody who is undeniably has the experience, at least, that undeniably makes her qualified to be president of the United States, against somebody who, in my opinion, is temperamentally, judgmentally, and experientially unqualified. This is a guy who has no idea generally what he's talking about policy issues most of the time. So coming from a Democratic perspective, my bury or bust folks out there, that's if you care about who the president is and you care about the qualifications that you need to have, you need to be the president, that's where your choice lies. And so, and like my friend Jake here said, regardless of anything else, if you disagree philosophically with the way someone's going to run the country, then the rest is irrelevant. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I'm different than a lot of conservatives, but I've told you before, it's irrelevant to me. In 2017, when I registered as Republican, my first ever caucus, I caucused for Mike Huckabee at the Johnson E. Free Church, Johnson number 4. I can tell you where I was. I read his fair tax book, all the books he wrote, and he was a little different. Didn't come out of the governor. I thought it was really cool. I went and caucused with my parents that time. My dad actually caucused with the Democrats, voted for Bill Richardson, and he actually left because he didn't have viability. He's never caucused Democrat before, but he liked Bill because he's a blue dog Democrat.
Yep.
And that's what my dad is, and my mom is very conservative. And so she, I can't remember who she caucused for that year, but it was very unique where it didn't matter to me. I knew when I was that age, my senior year government, I was not voting for Hillary regardless. I didn't like her then. I didn't like her now. So the rest of it's irrelevant. I made my mind up a long time ago, and the corruption is... And if Democrats want to vote for it, they're probably going to vote for either way. But I still think there's a point in time everybody has that is a true liberal to conservative. And I get the Bernie or bust thing. You get on board or not, but don't go out of your way to hurt the party. Because I really am a fan of that. If you have to sleep at night, don't vote for him.
Right.
But that's your decision. But also, you shouldn't be the party chair. The party chair should be the team player, right, everybody together.
Right. Well, and that leads us back to this email thing. So what was your take on some of that? And I got a question from Doc about the emails that we got to get to, but
I'll tell you real quick.
Go ahead.
Here's my talk. I don't know why anybody in the light a little bit surprised.
That's how parties work.
Yeah, I mean, that's how parties work. That's the problem with the two-party system that by the way, it's not constitutional. It is just the way things have happened over the years. So I've heard a great argument about I worked 40 years for this party. It's my party. We want to elect who can. The argument for superdelegates. And I'll say this, that's great in theory back when you had, 5 parties, 6 parties. You can make your own party overnight. You can't do that anymore. So if we're going to have a two-party system, it needs to be more fair, transparent, and ran by something else. But my argument is this, how are you surprised? Bernie had 5% name ID going into the Iowa caucus 6 months at a time. It was Hillary's to lose, and that wasn't a shock. After 2008, it was Hillary's to lose, get out of the way, we're clearing the field. No one ran against her because they were all terrified of her. I mean, it was like, I'm not going to lose to Hillary.
She's sucking up all the political oxygen.
I mean, I don't know who in their right mind thought that she was going to lose that thing. I had no doubt that she was going to win. I got a little scared then. He won 25 states, 26 states. And
Bernie?
Yeah.
No, it was like 21.
21, okay.
Yeah, she won the majority of the states. So I guess the thought that I have, I personally think that parties are good. I think that they moderate our democracy. I think that they're a check against populism. We see what happens when populism runs amok. It embodies itself in a guy like Donald Trump. But I don't think, and fairness, fine. I'm a little bit unsure about what it would mean to be more fair. I mean, you've got the Democratic committee. They offered him joint fundraising. He rejected it. He declined to help fundraise down ballot. So you got to show some loyalty to the party that you're trying to lead.
Yeah.
And so reacting to that in a negative way, I don't think is something that's too shocking, at least not to me.
He's not a Democrat. He wasn't a Democrat until he ran for office.
Right. Yeah. Well, he'd been a Democrat years ago, but he'd been an independent socialist for a lot longer, more recently, and then shunted that aside to become a Democrat, and that's fine. I mean, you do what you have to do if you think that you are if you think the person's going to be the president. I have no hate against him at all. I like Bernie Sanders a lot, but the votes weren't rigged. Hillary won more. There's this idea they didn't. I don't remember more than 1 or 2 negative-ish ads run against him by anybody. Hillary didn't hardly do anything. No PAC that was associated with her hardly ran against him. He was treated with kid gloves throughout the primary. He didn't win. His message did not resonate with the tried and true Democrats because the tried and true Democrats wanted Hillary Clinton. There, I've said my piece about that. But
do you remember Jon Stewart has changed the culture of politics, but and I know he's Democratic, but he did one. I was like 2010. I never forget it. He was like, "Say what you want about Ron Paul, all the crap." He goes, "But he's consistently this. You can't attack him for anything because he's been the same way for 30 years." I kind of like Bernie. What's Hillary going to attack him on? He hasn't changed one bit. He said the same thing 30 years ago. He still believes it today.
Yep.
Okay, that's it. Conversation's over.
That's right. And so Hillary's argument then was, look, I've got the experience. She had a positive message for her campaign, which she didn't have necessarily against Obama. Against Obama, she was running against hope and change. I don't know who in their right mind would ever try and run against hope and change, but she tried. She lost. This time around, it was, hey, me. You've seen what I'm able to do, and I've been able to do it for a long, long time. Vote for me, and I was successful. So Doc's question about his emails that he had was, do the DNC emails prove racism? That's almost a verbatim thing that he asked me to say. I don't know prove racism. I think racism proves racism. I don't.
Does he mean anti-Semitic?
No, I don't know if he means anti-Semitic.
Because Bernie is...
Yeah, he's Jewish heritage, but there was the email out of Kentucky from that guy that said, "Hey, what it would mean is if we asked him to clarify his Jewish heritage, because I think he's an atheist, and that would go a long way towards my peeps." I think is what the quote was in the Kentucky delegation. A lot more
Southern Democrats, religious conservative Christians down in that area that are voting Democratic. And I don't know if that's what he meant, but when I Googled DNC racism over the emails, it came up with this taco bowl comment. Did you hear about this? Remind me.
There was an email. It was dated May 6th, so right after Cinco de Mayo, that said, hey, is this script good? Here is this radio ad or TV ad or whatever that we want to run to mop up more taco bowl engagement. Oh. And a bunch of... Now, that phrase, to me... As I read the email in context, especially when I checked the data when it was written, they're responding to the taco bowl picture that Donald Trump posted on Cinco de Mayo and holding the thumb up, and so they're mocking him for that. And that's what it. So engagement is that's poly speak for are people talking about this? So here's an
they're making fun of Trump. I get it.
Yeah, we're gonna make an ad and mop up that taco bowl engagement.
Yeah.
But lots of tweets, lots of websites coming out saying this. Well, this is what they think about Mexicans. I don't know. That didn't seem racist to me when I read it.
No, I think they're making fun of Donald Trump. I mean, that's what it is. I get that. I mean, I don't think that's wrong either way. I think it's wrong, but it's just they're making fun of Trump because Trump opens his mouth. And it's an internal party email that, listen, I've had drinks with Democrats. I've at the Savory. I've had drinks with Republicans in nicer venues. There's just a little bit more money on the Republican side in Des Moines. No, I've had drinks with Republicans and Democrats. I've gone to Republican rallies. I've gone to Democratic town halls and things. That's how politicians talk. That's how people talk. People not necessarily the taco bowl exchange. If you think that's racist, I don't know. I don't agree, but the casual sort of, hey, we're going to do this, and maybe you lose a swear word now and then. Hopefully, you're not saying things that are racially charged or insensitive to any particular group of people. But people are casual when they talk to each other. Politicians are the same way, the exact same way across the board. I don't know. I mean, you deal with these people for your job. Am I wrong? Yeah, they talk about it. Yeah, I get it. No, you're right. They want a certain segment. They target a segment of population.
They're not shy about it.
How often do you see on the CNBC, watch your 5 o'clock news, Hispanics don't like Trump 80%, whatever. Yeah. Or Hillary's pulling with the white collar, blue collar male, whatever it may be. I don't know the stats, but that happens a lot. And I think that, and I don't. DNC, I don't think is racist. I don't think the RNC is racist. I don't think 95% of Americans are racist. I think, I really believe that, I don't know why anybody was shocked by this, but it's the DNC helping out somebody that's been in the party for 30 years. They haven't been shy about it. Harkin endorsed Hillary. Yeah. And Harkin's way more liberal than Hillary is.
Yep.
And I mean, there's some liberal members that said,
Al Franken?
Yeah. You've been with us for 30 years, help moving this party forward, and we're going to be with you. It's your time.
It's that kind of loyalty That's that kind of loyalty that moderates democracy, that makes our political system work. It's speaking of work and speaking of working, we're going to work on getting you some more sponsors to hang out with. So please, we'll be right back after this.